Brooke.
Good morning, Sister Sebastian.
Good morning, Aisha.
How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm very well. I'm so pleased that you're able to join me today to have a conversation because that's what we're going to do, isn't it?
It is indeed my pleasure to do that. Anyway, I'm also very happy to have you on board this very early morning. Very quiet, calm.
It's not so. I mean, here I'm 1 hour ahead because I'm in Berlin, but you're in the UK.
Yes, in Birmingham precisely.
Yes. And I do appreciate you taking your time today to talk with me because, of course, you have very important duties to do. But the reason that we're here is because we would like to talk about positivity and
And
encouragement.
encouragement.
Yeah. So,
Great.
yeah.
Great.
Tell me what your thoughts are on that, and we can just go with the flow.
I think it's really wonderful at this very time, very difficult time in the history of humanity. That's what the world needs. We all need to be thinking positively and also be there to encourage one another because a situation we are into is quite frustrating, it's very stressful. So we need each other's company, to keep things going.
I like the way you say that. We need each other's company. There are a lot of people who are out there alone at the moment.
Definitely.
And I think it's up to people like yourself and me and all communities out there to reach out and connect with
Yeah.
others
Yeah.
so that they don't feel
Yes.
so alone and perhaps can listen to, how life is going during these difficult times right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very important. So many people, feel, eh, very, very dejected at this time, thinking they are nowhere. Some people have think, oh, I'm lost because of uncertainty. So it's really important that we be there for one another. We be there to encourage one another. We be there to support one another. Very, very important.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
One way I do that here is to reach out to people, not just those who who I can talk to on social media, but to just pick up the phone and ring those. Certainly, the older generation who don't always use social media, pick up the telephone, just listen to them talk because often they're alone and they just need someone who has that ear and that time for them.
Thank you very much, Aisha, for that. That's a powerful way, of expression of, love and solidarity. Very powerful. And from myself from here, what I've been, during this long time period is to celebrate as many masses as possible and offer it for people, especially the elderly ones who are, you know, experience the loneliness, so much in their life history as never before. And again, I try to, connect to many of them. Myself being in the kind of in a field of mission where I go out a lot and meet so many people and establish, contacts and connections. I tried my best this time during the long time period to, give some of them a call and say, oh, wow, Sister Sebastian, that's very thoughtful of you. So, wow, you see the excitement in their heart, you see the joy in their heart that you just pick this phone for a few minutes and say hello, just checking on you.
This makes such a
Amazing.
big difference. It really, really
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
Especially right now where we're talking behind masks. You have to stop for that little bit longer and just take a little bit more time, a few more moments to be willing to let that person talk so that you can hear what
yeah,
they're saying. I suppose
yeah,
in some cases you're right with the older generation. It does take a little longer to try to hear what people are saying behind these masks, but
yeah,
we have patience. We're all human and we should be continue to try to be kind, especially right now, and
yeah,
encourage people. As you've said, you go out and talk to people, so encourage them to interact, obviously at a safe distance, but not to feel that if you walk past someone you can still make eye contact. You don't have to stop and talk to them, but you can make a little nod or just raise your hand and give a little wave. And I think people appreciate it. I've done it, and I've noticed people do appreciate it, because even if you're in the same space, you can still feel alone.
Yeah, and again, I think one of the things that I've seen people do, and myself, I find it very, very helpful. That within behind the mask, that you can't even recognize the person you are talking to, you are waving at, but giving that smile, the smile go above the mask to come up
Smile
to
with
your
your
eyes,
eyes.
smile with your eyes, and smile with the tip of your nose, and probably your side cheeks. I had experience with a young schoolgirl. I was just passing, and she stopped and turned to me and said, "Oh, hello," behind the marks. I smiled. Wow, she was so thrilled. She tapped her mom, pointing at me, because for her, look at this person with all this on her. The smile was here. It was there. My eyes was there. On my face, and you can see the joy this little girl, experienced. We can do more
We can
for
always do more.
ourselves, even at this difficult time.
We can
Do
do more.
more.
You're
We
so
can
right.
do
You're
more.
so right.
All we need to do is to really come out of ourselves, be determined, know that we are together in this journey. Nobody's different. No one is exempted. We are all working together. We're all working in the same platform. So we need one another's hand to move on.
We can virtually hold hands. Virtually. Come
Yeah.
on, take my hand. Oh, these are important words. We're saying it with a laugh and without masks, and we're sitting here talking to each other. But it's very important to try to be positive out there, because we can. It does make such a huge difference with the weather changing. People won't be out and about on the grass in the parks as often as they might be have been in the summer. And so we really should try and continue that positive attitude, even though things have changed a little, and to encourage people to, be aware. So if you know that you're around people who may not usually have a chance to talk to someone, reach out to them, pick up the phone, drop a note through the letterbox. If you don't want to knock on their door and they're afraid, of course, of opening it. If you know there's a neighbour around the corner who could do with some help, then reach out and offer it, and do it in a positive way, because it can only be good.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, you see, at this time, as the weather we're kind of approaching to weather, and it's one of the fearful situation right now with the current situation of COVID, that people were afraid that winter coming up, that could be something of a concern. So I think it's also important that we think about the homeless people who will be out there as their home, out there to be their own home. Think about them at this time, and spare your few seconds, keeping your distance, and stay and say hello to them. Money is not everything. Your words can go a long way to change their minds instantly, to accept the love that you offer, by stopping just for a few seconds and say hello, how are you? You can imagine how much you've done in this life. So it's important at this time to think about those our brothers and sisters who are out there in the street.
Very wise words, and thank you for that, because there's no difference between anyone. We all come into this world, we all leave this world. What happens along the way is just chance and choice. Chance that you just happen to be born on somewhere in the world, and choice, you can do what you can do, but it's not always your choice what happens with you. So there is really no difference with anyone. We're all the same.
Yeah, we are the same. And when we understand that we are the same, that's when we move with compassion. You're thinking this person, and there is nothing, it's not that by chance I'm where I am. There is nothing. God created me the way He created the other person. So I cannot prove to be better than them. The only way I can prove that is the love I show to them. That's my commonality, my common, where I have the commonality with them. So it's important that you understand the power of love in the life of people. As much as I need love, I have to be open to give it to other people.
So true. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to join me. We're going to wrap up and wish everyone out there a good day. Be prosperous, be
So
kind to each other. And if you have any words you'd like to say to anyone, go for it.
before Aisha, before we wrap up in our today's section, I would like to sing just one verse of "Do Not Be Afraid." I just like to sing one verse of "Do Not Be
Go for it.
Afraid." Do not be afraid, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. When you walk through the waters, I'll be with you. You will never be consumed by the sled. Do not be afraid, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. And my words to everybody who'll be listening to this section is do not fret, because God says He has redeemed us. Thank you, everybody. And thank you very much, Aisha, for inviting me. It is
You're
really
welcome.
a good privilege. Thank you.
Until next time. Bye.
Okay. Bye.